Hello friend, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to take a look a second time at this really cool headphone monitoring plugin by a company called Dsoniq. This is called Realphones. I did a review of this about 6 months ago on both of the YouTube channels here, Home Recording Made Easy, Mixing Music Analog. I'm going to link that in the description box below, where I showed you every single control. We took an in-depth look at it. Great video, was very popular. A lot of you went out and bought Realphones after you checked out the video, and I hope you're enjoying it because it is a really great and unique product. So in today's video, we're going to talk about an add-on pack of new environments that was added to Realphones, and I wanted to show you that today and tell you a little bit about Realphones. And also, we're going to check out their website so you can see how you can get the add-on for yourself. But before we get started, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to both YouTube channels. Again, links will be in the description box below. Also, go out to homerecordingmadeeasy.com and get that free mixing course. It's right on the homepage. It's my gift to you just for visiting Home Recording Made Easy. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to give you something else for free. So let's take a look here in Studio One. So Realphones, what is Realphones? If you haven't seen my other video or if you've never seen this before, basically what Realphones is really simple. It is a plugin that you stick in the last insert slot of your master bus, and it gives you the ability on headphones to monitor your mixes in different environments, everything from cars to different types of studios to earbuds, all these kinds of simulations or emulations of these different environments you get to do on your headphones. And you may be saying to yourself, oh, that's pretty cool, Dave, but you know what? There's other companies that make something similar. What makes this better? What makes this product, I think, superior over the other ones that are on the market, which I talked about in the first video that you're going to watch after you're done watching this, is that you don't have to buy a separate set of headphones. You use your own headphones. And that's what makes this thing really, really great, is they have profiles set up for hundreds of different types of the most popular mixing headphones on the market. And they also have some generic profiles that you can use with your own headphones. You don't need to run out and buy somebody else's headphones. So if you have a good quality set of headphones, like I do here, I have my Neumann NDH30s here, my open backs, which I really, really love. I can use Realphones with this. That's what makes this product special. Not to mention, they have so many different listening environments. It's almost stupid and crazy. It's really, really cool. So that's what makes this product really special. So if we look here, here's the plugin that we stick as the last plugin on the chain in our master bus. So everything runs through it and it hits this last. I'm just going to give you a quick, brief overview, and then we're going to talk about the add-on pack that I have up here from OnSky Studios, which is really, really cool. So if you look here in the center, we have over here at the top, we have our profile for our headphones. So for this video, because I don't know what system you're going to be listening to this on, I'm just using the generic studio open back headphones, which is what I have. But if I click this drop down arrow, you'll see I have a profile that I downloaded from their website for my specific headphones. So you can do the same thing and you can flip back and forth, or if you have multiple sets of headphones that you check your mixes on, you can save those profiles here, which is really cool. Again, no other headphones to buy. They got a ton of presets in here that you can check as well. In the center here, we have this beautiful display of the studio that we're monitoring in our virtual studio here. And in this particular case, you'll see we have the OnSky Studio Large here, and we have a desktop. We switch over to our main speakers. You'll see the little outline that goes around the speaker set that we're monitoring. Or if we go over to the console, you'll see the image changes. And so this way you can check your mixes on a bunch of different really cool environments to see how your mix is going to translate, because that's the #1 problem that home studio owners especially have, is they're normally got their studio, their mixing environment set up in a room. It's normally a spare bedroom in your house or a basement or something that's not purpose built. And even though you might throw some acoustic treatment up, you never get the room tuned in to when you're mixing on monitors and you get it sounding really great. When you take your mix and bring it into a car or bring it into another system of some kind, the mix doesn't translate, meaning the mix doesn't sound the same. And that's what this problem solves. You take the room out of the equation by using your own headphones to check your mixes so they have a much better chance of translating out of your studio somewhere else. Solves a huge problem for home studio owners. So what I want to show you here is this new add-on pack. So Realphones, and again, we could go out to their website quickly, and I'm going to link everything in the description so you can check it out. If you go out to their to Dsoniq's website, you'll see right across the top here, we have Realphones 2. So if you don't own Realphones yet, you can pick that up. If you already own Realphones, you can purchase the Dsoniq, I hope I'm saying that right, Studio add-on pack. It doesn't come with Realphones 2. It is an add-on, an additional cost that you can try for free here. As you see, if we click over here, you could try it for free or you can buy it. And if we scroll down here, you'll see all the information about this new add-on pack, the studio, where it is, a little bit of information about it, some of the different artists that have recorded here, and then it shows you the different environments. Here we have Studio Large, and it talks about the speakers that are being used, the Small Studio, talking about the different sets of speakers that are being used, and I encourage you to click the link and go read all about this add-on pack. And then we have Studio Extra. Really cool. This is a really well laid out website, to be honest, better than I can explain it to you. And then here is the actual, you can watch some videos on their website to get some more information, or you can go check out my video. As I said earlier, that's going to show you all the controls and what they do, so on and so forth. Now, here's the important part about this video. So the Dsoniq Studio add-on right now, as I sit here and record this video, and as you watch this video, is 50% off here. It's $15 US. You can buy it from the customer area. So if you already own Realphones 2 and you don't have this add-on pack yet, you can purchase it here at a 50% discount. You can check that out. Again, the links will all be in the description box below, and I encourage you to go check all this stuff out and read and listen and watch all about it. Now, if you don't have Realphones yet, you can click on this link right here, and you can go ahead and you can free download it, you can try it, and you can purchase it as well, which is really cool. Again, this website is beautifully laid out here. So you get with Realphones 2, 10 different environments and 30 plus professional home and acoustic systems. So you can see all the different things that come with the core package before you purchase the add-on that we're talking about today. Again, you can try it for free. I believe they have a 45-day demo, but you can check that out. You can see all the different over 200 headphone profiles. So no matter what set of headphones you have, they probably have a profile for it. And I was able to find mine with no problem. So I encourage you to go check out their website, read and watch all their little videos. They do a really good job. They laid it out really nicely. And also keep in mind, if you're someone who's never used Realphones before, this is not just a plugin that you use in your DAW. Yes, it is, and that's what we're talking about today. But it's also a system-wide application, right? So whether you're listening to stuff on YouTube or Spotify or whatever, on the internet, on your browser, on the interwebs, you're always going to be listening with headphones with that correction in those different environments. So it gives you a consistent monitoring setup, if that makes any sense. So definitely go check it out. Again, all the links are in the description box below. And as I said, if you want the add-on is a 50% off today if you already own Realphones 2, or you can buy it as part of the Realphones 2 package if you're buying it for the first time. And again, all the links are in the description box below. Oh, let's get out their plugin here. So now, again, doing this over YouTube and doing sound examples is kind of weird because, again, I don't know what system you're listening to it on. What I'm going to hear in my headphones and what you're going to hear, depending on how you're watching this thing, could be vastly different. And so that's why I encourage you to just go out and demo the thing. Spend 30, 40 days with it. I'm telling you, every student of mine that watched the first video that went out and checked it out and demoed it, 95% of them went out and bought it because it really does solve a lot of problems here. So what I'm going to do right now is we're going to demo this, the Dsoniq Large Studio. Again, I hope I'm saying that studio that right. It's Dsoniq Studio. So you'll see once I've loaded it and I've purchased it, if I do my drop down arrow, you will see all the different environments that I have available to me as part of Realphones. And this comes from everything from music studios to Music Studio Optimized, Studio 21. I mean, it's just crazy. Cinelab. I mean, there's so many different environments. It's almost environment overload, where you want to pick some of your favorites and you want to just, as you're finishing up your mix, scroll through a few of them and make sure that your mix sounds balanced on a lot of these systems, especially the low end. If you get the low end dialed in right, to no matter which profile or what studio or what environment you're listening to it on, it sounds right, even though it'll be a little more or a little less depending on the speaker environment that you're listening to it in the plugin. But if you can get it really close on all these different environments, you know that it's going to translate outside your studio. No longer do you have to print everything on a thumb drive or a CD and run out to your car. This really solves that problem. But you can see all the different environments here. But what we're talking about here is the new add-on pack. So I'm going to toss my headphones on here. And let's go ahead and we're going to listen again. I'll just show you how this kind of works quickly. And then you can go check it out for yourself. And you can go check out my other video where we get more in depth with the controls. So here we go. So let's listen to this. We'll start with the Studio Large here. Again, this is just a funk, kind of a finished mix, a funk track here, instrumental. So let's start here. And we're on Studio Large, and we have along the bottom, we have 3 different choices here. Let's just cycle through them and see what it sounds like. So what's really great about this is I instantly can hear, obviously, and so can you, but again, I know over YouTube is going to sound a little different. And what I'm really listening for, what I check for the most is really the low end, first and foremost. How does the low end translate from one set of speakers to the main set of speakers to over the console set of speakers? Is the low end right? Because that's usually the biggest problem in home studios is getting the low end right. Is the low end way too boomy or way too thin on one of the systems or another? This one sounds pretty well balanced for this Dsoniq large studio. So we got 3 different choices here. And as you can see, when we switch the different choices, the EQ curve changes. You can also bypass by just clicking on and off here, which we can do. If we come over here. So it's another thing that I like to do is I like to sometimes just bypass the plugin altogether. So I'm just listening on my headphones just the way they are. Again, it's just another quick way to check and see how is my mix translating? Does it sound balanced? Does it sound, appropriate, proper on all these different speaker systems? So that's the large studio. We also have the small studio. Let's check that out. So that's going to have, and again, you could take snapshots. You can save snapshots or presets. So you can scroll through all their different environments, pick some of your favorites, and you can just cycle through those. Again, go check out my video in the description below for the first video we did where we show you how to do that. But let's check this out. So we have our cubes here. The small little cubes, we have our near fields, which look like a pair of Genelecs, and then we have our atoms or our mains up here. Let's start with the cubes. And then you can also use things like the correction up here, this little correction slider. You can see how it changes the EQ, the drasticness, or the amount, you should say, of the EQ curve, depending on how much you want to correct. Again, you can fiddle with this as much as you want. I tend to just leave it on its default, quickly cycle through a handful of environments. If everything translates, I'm ready to rock and roll. I know as soon as I take this mix out of the studio, it's going to work and it's going to translate. Let's check out the, that was small. This is the extra. And then they have optimized. Okay, let's check out extra and see what that's all about. Okay, let's start off on the, okay, so we have a center speaker here. We have a set of mains, and then we have the set of mastering speakers. That's pretty cool. So the center speaker might be cool for checking things like in mono. Let's check that out. Very cool. Now let's check out the Optimize, which I think is going to be a combination of the three that we just looked at, large, small, and extra. So in this one, the only thing I don't like about this is every time I try to get off this menu, you gotta click around. I don't like that. But anyhow, so this one we have the set of mains up here, then the big speakers from the other studio, and then the master set. Let's check those out. Really, really cool. So this particular mix, this particular example, I think sounds great on all these different environments. It really sounds great. So again, this solves a huge problem for studio owners of all types, whether you have a big, large studio and you're working in a purpose-built room, or if you're working like a lot of us are working in a small studio in a spare bedroom or a basement where you don't have the optimum setup. This takes the whole room out of the equation. But I got to be honest, I use this even when I'm mixing with my, all analog with my real expensive monitoring system. I have a real expensive room correction system in this particular studio, but I still use Realphones on every single mix to just quickly check to see what it's going to sound like, especially, I'll show you this and then we'll end this video, especially when we get down to the car environments, where you can go through here and check out some, look at all these environments. It's almost crazy. It's crazy how many they have. But like you could come over here to, there's modern car here, which is really nice. So I like checking that out. Modern car, let's check that out. So this is the same car environment, but you can see as I switch through these profiles, the EQ curve over here on the right changes, depending on possibly how the driver has their EQ set on their particular radio. That's really cool as well. But they also have, if I can scroll through here quickly, thought I saw some, yeah, here they are, the cars. I like using this one. This one's really great. This one has 3 different types of car systems, which again, it's just every car system is different. Every car is interior is shaped differently. All these manufacturers, the audio systems are wildly different from each other. This is a great way to check to see, is your mix gonna sound balanced and sound appropriate for any different type of environment. Very, very cool. So again, go out and click the link in the description box. Go demo this thing. You'll be shocked at how well this thing really works. So again, that is our add-on pack here. The Dsoniq Studios. Again, it's an add-on, as you saw on the website. If you already own Realphones, you could buy it at 50% off today. If you never use Realphones and you want to go check it out, you can purchase Realphones. But remember, this Dsoniq Studios is an add-on to that. Right now, it is 50% off by using the link in the description box below. So I want to thank you so much for checking out Realphones with me again by Dsoniq. This is a great product. Go check it out. I use it on every single mix. I know once you demo this thing, you're going to want it because it really does make things way more helpful when you're trying to finalize your mixes. So until the next video where we check out some more cool stuff, maybe by Dsoniq and Realphones, I've been Dave with both HomeRecordingMadeEasy.com, MixingMusicAnalog.com. Thank you so much for watching me today, everybody, and I'll see you guys in the next video.